Have you ever wondered how caste roles became so deeply woven into Hindu rituals and stories? Let's take a quick journey through history to see how these roles came to be and how they've evolved over time. So let's start from the roots. The earliest Hindu texts, like the Rig Veda, spoke about four main groups, or Varnas Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Originally, these weren't rigid castes, but more like broad categories based on occupation: priests, warriors, traders, and workers. In those early days, there was actually some flexibility. People could move between roles depending on their skills or circumstances. But over centuries, things changed. The Varna system became more rigid, evolving into the many jatis, or castes, we hear about today. These jatis determined not just your job, but who you could eat with, marry, or even pray beside. In rituals, Brahmins, traditionally priests, became gatekeepers. Only they could perform certain ceremonies, recite sacred texts, and lead temple worship. Other castes were often given supporting roles, or sometimes excluded entirely. Hindu stories and epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana reflected these changes. Characters were often defined by their caste, and the stories reinforced the idea that everyone had a set role to play. Sometimes, though, these stories challenged the system. For example, Valmiki, who wrote the Ramayana, was said to be from a marginalized background. And figures like Ekalavya, though denied formal training because of his caste, still became legendary for his skills. Fast forward to the colonial era. The British census and legal codes made caste divisions even sharper, turning fluid social boundaries into fixed categories. This had a huge impact on rituals and daily life. Caste became even more central to identity and tradition. But things didn't stop there. In the last 100 years, reformers and activists have challenged these old boundaries. Leaders like B.R. Ambedkar fought for equality and opened up rituals to everyone, regardless of caste. Today, many temples and communities are rethinking old rules, with more people from all backgrounds participating in rituals and festivals. Of course, the journey isn't over. Caste still influences many aspects of Hindu life, but change is happening. The stories and rituals that once separated people are, in many places, becoming opportunities for inclusion and unity. So next time you witness a Hindu ritual or read an epic story, remember, these roles haven't always been set in stone. They're part of a long, evolving conversation about identity, spirituality, and social change. Thanks for joining me on this quick dive into the history of caste roles in Hindu rituals and storytelling. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from history and culture.